Hey, the sequel to this movie should be called The Brothers Sisters.
What movie?
The Sisters Brothers.
Oh. That's right, baby. It's time for movie trailer trash. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Movie Trailer Trash. We just watched the trailer for The Sisters Brothers, which is hard to say but fun to watch. My name is Charlie.
I'm Bethany.
And actually that works this time because one of the characters in this movie is Charlie. His name is Charlie.
Wait, what do you mean that works this time? The fact that your name is Charlie works out?
Yeah, it finally panned out.
Oh, God, it works out. You know what? We didn't mention it, but back when we did Jumanji, that's the first time ever that Bethany's worked.
Jumanji?
Yeah, there's a Bethany in Jumanji.
Oh, yeah, there is a Bethany in Jumanji.
Thank goodness. Both
So
of our
we have
names
two
have
now.
worked.
Yeah, good. So
Ridiculous. Your name is always Charlie. My name is always Bethany, and it doesn't matter
sometimes
what
it
the
does.
movie's characters' names are.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
We watched the trailer for The Sisters Brothers, and essentially what we have here is a Western in the vein of like Shane Black kind of movies.
You're going to have to explain to me what that means.
So that means like
Shane
The
Black?
Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, that's a good comparison I could see.
So yeah, you have these two characters, the two main characters. They are, well, in this case they're brothers, but you know they're matched up in some sort of way, and they're
the Sisters Brothers.
Differing attitudes, like conflicting personas.
It looks like one of them wants to give up their life of crime and murder.
Right, and so
the other does not.
And it's pretty basic.
The other enjoys it.
The plot is pretty basic. It's two assassins or hitmen or whatever get a job to go after this guy who is a prospector. And figures out a new way to find gold.
Yep.
And so then I'm sure that there will be
Classic
all of this
story.
I'm sure that there will be all of this intrigue
Classic
and problems with whoever hired them.
Been
and
there, done that.
Whatever. And but it looks very good, and mostly because of the cast.
So yeah, let's talk about the cast. We've got the Sisters Brothers. They are Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly.
Ish.
And then who are the two other guys? There's one guy's a cop or like a sheriff of some sort.
Yeah,
or no,
he's
a detective.
Something. I don't know exactly what his character's occupation is, but he's
clearly
in
trying to
charge
hunt them
of
down.
protecting Riz Ahmed, who is the prospector.
Oh yeah, but at one point he's writing to someone saying that he thinks he's found the Sisters Brothers. So I think maybe
I thought he
also
was saying he found the prospector.
Oh. I'd have
And
to
then
watch
they
it again.
intercepted that note or whatever. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
He's a good guy. I mean, the idea is that Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed, is that what you said his name was?
Yeah, but which, by the way,
Those
he's
two
in
are the good guys.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed are the two leads in Nightcrawler.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I knew he was in Nightcrawler, but I forgot. I didn't put the connection that they were both in Nightcrawler together.
He's also the pilot in Rogue One. You remember him? He doesn't have a very big role in it, but he's in it. He's the guy who sacrifices himself at the end when all the bombs are in the ship.
Rogue One. I'm remembering.
I mean, yeah, it's probably.
I'm remembering
it's
the
possible.
guy that hugs her at the end.
No, that's not him.
Okay.
But and then he's also going to be a pretty big role in this upcoming Venom movie, which looks terrible.
Yeah.
But we don't.
But I will
to
say
talk
this
about
though:
that
him
right
and Jake Gyllenhaal had great chemistry in Nightcrawler.
they are great together.
They were great together.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is just great in general.
Also, if you've never seen Nightcrawler, oh my God, go see it.
Agreed.
It's one of those movies where at the end you'll be like, "What?"
And you know what?
So that's always fun.
I'm going to talk about each one of these people one by one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Go
Because
ahead.
I have some opinions on them. Well,
Okay.
first of all, so Riz Ahmed, obviously we just talked about him. He's
Sure.
had not as long as a career as the rest of them.
But he's been pretty
Whatever.
good in some of the stuff he's been in. So
Yes, he has. The next one is John C. Reilly, who
is really known for Wreck-It Ralph.
yeah, is really interesting because, well, first of all, he has an interesting voice, so he does do a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
Second,
he's
been
in
in
stuff.
a lot of not comedies.
Yeah,
and he's been in
that's
a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
great comedies also.
Yeah, and dumb ones.
Well, like what?
Like it wasn't. I might be wrong, but wasn't he in that like Google one?
No, I don't think so.
Crap.
I
know he was in one.
He was
like
in Ricky Bobby. He was in.
Don't you ever say anything bad about Ricky Bobby?
Step Brothers. He was in Walk Hard. Those three movies are.
I'm
up
not a big
in my
fan of Walk Hard.
top whatever.
Walk Hard definitely has some hysterical moments,
Yes.
but it is too long. It's longer than it needs to be by far. If they
I
would have
think
cut
that-
a half hour out
I
of
think
it,
that
it
one
would've
of
been
the
better.
reasons it's too long is because they made like a perfect parody of all those music movies, and those movies are always way too long.
And that's fine, but come on, it should be fun.
And so, speaking of music biopics, Joaquin Phoenix is most well known in my circles as playing Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
You know what? Until you just said that just now, I didn't realize that was Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, what I was
Like
gonna
when
say,
I see him in that movie, he's just Johnny Cash.
what I was gonna say is that even though Joaquin Phoenix is kind of like a huge, big name actor, and everyone, he's popping up
People
all
have
over the
known his
place
name
now.
for sure.
He's like very like well respected and all of that. He's been in that movie and not a lot else that I like.
Well,
he's been in a ton of movies, but he doesn't
okay.
really do movies that I
You
that
just
I think
keep
are any
talking.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk, but
Well, go ahead.
I wanted to say my opinion of him.
Yeah.
So I know Joaquin Phoenix from Signs.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not a huge part in that. I guess he's one of the main characters.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
But
He puts the
Signs
tinfoil on his head.
but Signs also,
He's the brother. It's a big deal.
is okay.
Swing Away?
Signs is okay.
You're wrong. Also, he's in The Village, another amazing movie.
And that one's, also just okay.
No, you're so
I don't think either of them are bad.
You're so wrong. I know, but like Signs, I get that a lot of people don't love The
But
Village.
Signs?
But Signs is so good. Look, I know you're all like, oh, I don't care about religion and fate and goodness in the world, but it is a freaking cool movie that's like, whoa, everything happens for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Also, it's awesome, and Mel Gibson is funny in it. I'm sorry, but he is, and so is Joaquin Phoenix.
But the reason that I say, one of the main reasons that I say that is because Joaquin Phoenix kind of gets top billing in this movie, in the trailer
Sure.
anyway.
Well, he looks
is
like
what
he's
it seems like.
the main character.
Yeah, and it's like, it's
If
kind
you're
of
gonna
like,
pick one of the
it's a
four.
little bit his movie. And then I was going through Jake Gyllenhaal's movies, and there's so many that I love or love his performance in, and then twice as many of the ones that he's done that I want to see that I've heard that are good.
Yeah, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, I don't know, like, what his actual list of things he's
So
been
the
in
only
is.
ones that I wrote down for Joaquin Phoenix were Walk the Line and Signs.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, he was also in The Village, which I love, but those are all those movies are very serious and
like
similar.
her is fine also.
Her was okay. Wasn't great, but the thing is,
But here, do you want to hear
what
a list
else has he
of
been in?
Jake
I feel like
Gyllenhaal
I know
movies?
he's been in other stuff, but the thing is, though, hang on, though, Joaquin Phoenix, didn't he? I know he has a brother, River Phoenix, right?
I mean, they have the same last name. That's
No,
for sure.
they're brother.
Okay.
They're brothers.
I don't know.
But like, there's like a whole thing, right? Wasn't Joaquin Phoenix like pretty famous? Then he kind of disappeared for a while.
Yeah,
now
and I
he's
think
back.
it was to just do that movie, that dumb movie.
Which one?
That one that with the beard, where he's got the big beard,
Yeah.
where he did that
I
weird
don't know. I just
interview
know
with
that
David
he
Letterman.
disappeared for a while. So, but in fairness, though, I think that that's interesting because like maybe he could have been in so many more movies if he hadn't disappeared for a while. So there's that.
Maybe, yeah. And I mean, like, he's a good actor.
And
I
even
never,
though he looks like he's the main character in this, I
I
definitely
never feel like he's a bad actor. I just feel like he just does stuff that I don't like.
I definitely
personally.
think that those four guys are all kind of the main characters. I don't think they make it seem like he's kind of the main character, but I think all four of them are going to share screen time probably about the same and be just as equally important.
So Jake Gyllenhaal, when I was just going through his movies, first of all, there's a bunch on there that I haven't seen that I've heard are really good. And so there's that.
Okay.
But the ones that I have seen that I do really like a lot, Nightcrawler, which is maybe one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, you love that movie. I like it too, but
End
you're
of Watch,
crazy about it.
which is another one that might be one
Both
of my favorite
those movies will give you goosebumps. If they don't, then you're dead
There's
inside.
Donnie Darko, which is a little dated, but also still really good.
Very good movie. That's a thinker.
And then there's Source
That's a
Code,
thinker.
which I think is underrated.
Source Code was good. I get it confused with something else, I think.
You get it confused with the Shia LaBeouf one.
Shia LaBeouf.
Or do you get it confused with another train
Just
one?
tell me this. Is the train one with Jake Gyllenhaal,
Mhm.
is that the one where he's actually laying in a bed with no legs?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Spoiler.
then I know.
Big time spoiler.
Sorry, but what is that, 5 years old? Look, It's 5 years old and it wasn't that popular.
I don't think it. I think it's even older than that.
Anyway, the point is, yeah, Source Code's all right. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, and Source Code's
sure.
really good. The movie Okja wasn't great, but he was awesome in it.
The thing about the movie Okja is it's kind of boring, but
Right,
all of
yeah.
the acting is awesome.
Yeah. Every
Like-
single character in that movie is really.
I
really
wish it
good.
would have just been a different movie with those same characters. Like, I don't know. It wasn't interesting enough.
And then also, which this is going to be amazing, I think, is that Jake Gyllenhaal is cast to play Mysterio in the upcoming Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
In the next
Oh.
Spider-Man movie.
Spoiler, so there's going to be another Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, obviously there's going to be another
Great.
Spider-Man movie.
I thought he was dead.
Dad. Oh, Mr. Stark. I don't
Anyway.
feel so good.
Okay, so
And so I think that he's going to be amazing at that also. That's going to be kind of his. you
yeah,
know.
that's interesting. I don't know anything about that character, but also a movie I've seen that he was in, Brokeback Mountain, very good.
Yes, also heard things about
Like,
that. Heard
seriously
really
a
good things
quality
about
movie.
Brothers, about the Prisoner, I
Brothers.
think is what it's called. Prisoner or something.
That looks freaky.
There's one that is an A24 movie called Enemy,
I've always wanted to see Prisoner, but also I've always been scared.
which I think
It
Enemy
looks so scary.
is the one where he's like sitting at home watching TV and he sees someone who looks exactly like him and he goes to find them or something like that.
What? I've never heard of that one.
That might be completely wrong, but I think I've heard that in passing from someone.
I feel like there's something we're missing that he was in when he was younger. Because when I was younger, I remember thinking he was cute, and I'm like, where would I have seen him?
You probably saw him in Prince of Persia.
Well,
The
I
Sands of
definitely
Time.
did see him in that. And just the other day, by the way, I was telling somebody I liked that movie.
Yeah, you a big fan of
Like,
that
I
one?
mean, it's fun. I know it's stupid, and I was a kid. I was a teenager when I saw it, but
I
was like,
remember
that was
I
fun.
wanted to play that. It's a video game movie.
It was like live action Aladdin.
I wanted to
cool.
play the video game when I was a kid because it has a cool feature in it where you can like reverse time.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the Prince of Persia. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
can reverse time.
That's the point of the Prince of Persia.
Yeah. He can reverse time. That's a thing.
The Sands of Time. All right. So, yeah. So the director, first of all, is very like well regarded.
Okay.
Although I have never seen or heard of anything that he's ever done. It's all either a foreign film or indie and foreign or whatever.
Okay.
But you
So
know,
I wouldn't recognize any of them either.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You might. I'm not here to
But
judge.
he has decent reviews on those movies.
All of them have 75 or better on
That's
Metacritic.
pretty good. Wow.
Metacritic. So Rotten Tomatoes might even be more. And one of them has a 90 on Metacritic.
Wow.
So
What's that one? Just out of curiosity.
it's called The Prophet, and it is about a
Prophet?
Arab man who's
Just
sent
kidding.
to a French prison.
Huh. Well, I mean, if it's got that high of a score, maybe we should watch it sometime.
Maybe.
Is it in another language?
I don't know, but it might be.
I mean, I'm open to that.
Because this guy is French. The
I'm-
director is French.
I'm 100%
He's got a really
fine
French name.
with
His name is
reading
like
subtitles. if
Jacques
It's a good movie.
Audiard or something like pronounced.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly
Probably
how it's
pronounced incorrectly, but we'll whatever. Oh, another big thing about this movie.
Okay.
Creed Bratton is in it.
The guy who plays Creed from The Office.
Yeah,
What's his real name?
Creed Bratton.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, his name is Creed. I love how The Office did that for several of their
No,
characters.
full name is his real name.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I just love how The Office did that.
And also at the end you find out that he's technically playing himself in The Office. You find out
Does
that
he say that?
Yeah, because Creed Bratton was a member of a band called the Grassroots.
Yeah.
And at the very end, the finale of The Office, when he gets arrested and he fakes his own death and stuff, Dwight says, turns out that Creed was a member of a band called the Grassroots some time ago.
Oh, I didn't know he ever said that.
Yeah. And actually, funny little piece of trivia for The Office is that when they have the karaoke machine at
Well,
Christmas,
yeah, I know that. He's singing one of his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know that
yeah.
because you've told me that. But I didn't realize that they said that at the end. That's funny.
Yeah. So I think it's called the Grassroots. Oh, God.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So he's going to be in this
God.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say this. I only saw one woman in the trailer.
Right. And you probably won't see a whole
And
lot
I
of them
believe
either.
that she dies pretty quickly.
And actually, I kind of wanted to ask you about this / talk about it with you because you've mentioned before that
That
Westerns don't super excite you.
Yeah, I was going to say it kind of
And
bothers me. I wish there was more
Kind
women
of,
in it.
and for that reason, like for the reason of that there's not a lot of women in it, but also
Well, I mean, that's not really the reason, but it's just something that I noticed.
it's something you notice, and it also might be the reason it bores you a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, for the most part, when I've seen Westerns, I've been shocked at how slow they are and how little action there is. Because, I'm a child of the 90s. I grew up with action movies. 90s was...
Wild Wild West.
Exactly. Wild Wild West, but also just like Mission Impossible action movies, right? And I assumed that cowboys, from what I knew, the little knowledge I had of them growing up, I'm like, they wear cowboy hats, they ride horses, and they shoot guns. Because that's what you see if you see a snippet from a Western. And then I actually sat down and watched a John Wayne Western with my dad, and I'm like, oh my God, when is something going to happen?
And I mean, those are old movies.
And it is old.
And most
and
old
it's an old
movies
style.
are like that.
But
to
in
be
fairness, True Grit, the remake, I heard is much better than the original. I mean, I know there are people who would argue that just because they saw it when they were younger and they loved it. But the new True Grit, I saw it, and it was a good movie, and I enjoyed it. But that was really, really slow and long, too.
Well, here's the thing I think about modern Westerns compared to old Westerns is that one of the really cool things about that genre of movie is where it's set during the time period it's set in and how it looks. And when you're in an old movie and you're watching it, not on film in a movie theater, then it's just kind of, grainy and whatever. When you're watching a brand new movie, you get the whole cinematography.
Well, also, I think they had a lot of crappy
stuff.
sets and stuff back then, too, like nowadays they
didn't
do
have
a lot
as much
of
money.
filming on location and trying to make things look real. I mean, that's the thing. So the thing that intrigues me
that's
the
probably
most,
why people like the new True Grit better.
The thing that intrigues me the most about this one is kind of the setting. It's like these 4 guys. I don't really care about their story. I don't care about them trying to find the gold guy. I don't care about the fact that they're murderers. I'm just intrigued by this kind of world they live in. Like, I was telling you that recently. Like, I've never been into, like, period pieces. Like, a lot of people really love old London things set in London in the good old days. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard of someone describe London as the good old days.
Or 1900s.
This is 1850s, is this movie.
Okay, so yeah, the 1800s in London. A lot of people like that stuff.
Like the, Industrial Revolution type stuff.
Yeah, or whatever. Victorian era
or a little
type
bit
stuff
before
too.
then.
Yeah. But I've never really cared that much. But I find that I care a lot more when it's American stuff. Like not because of some weird patriotic thing, but just because like I was reading this book called The Devil in the White City, which for those of you who don't know, it's about H.H. Holmes, who is a like infamous serial murderer from Chicago. And so it's talking about him, but it's also talking about the World's Fair and everything going on in Chicago during like the late 1800s. And as it's describing the city, I'm like, I've been there. Like I've been to that place and I can't even fathom it being what it was back then. Just how different things have become. And so I think when I watch like old Westerns and things that are set in America, it fascinates me because of that. It fascinates me because it was this wide open land and there was so little to it, So people were so few and far between.
The thing
it's interesting
that I find interesting or intriguing about this one is that the most of the Westerns that I have seen and liked have been remakes of older
famous old ones
Westerns. Or like, so I mean, if you want to
in fairness, I haven't seen very many.
Django as a Western, then I like that one.
Sure, yeah.
But it's a different, it's not like a stereotypical cowboy movie. Whereas this looks like it's going to be, and it's a story that's based off of a novel by Patrick DeWitt, who is actually kind of funny because when I was looking stuff up on him, he also wrote a movie called Terry, and in the 2 people in that movie, John C. Reilly and Creed Bratton.
Is it an actual movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant like he wrote it, but it never happened.
No, he wrote it. I don't know if it was good or not.
I was really hoping you were going to say he wrote a movie called The Brothers Sisters. But that was a long shot.
But yeah, so that mostly I feel the same way that older
you haven't
Westerns
seen like
are
a bunch of them, have you?
No, not a lot of them.
Like I've never seen whatever 10 to Yuma. What is that?
310 to Yuma.
310 to Yuma, and my brother is like, you got to see it.
Well, it's good.
I just never seen it. And I'm just
I don't
like,
know
I'm
if he's
sure
talking
it's
about the original
fine.
one, but I've seen the new one.
I think it's probably the new one.
Russell Crowe
Yeah, I
and
think that's the one
Christian
he's talking
Bale.
about.
It's really good.
But anyway, here's the thing.
But it's got the same thing for
Honestly,
you.
the two westerns that I've seen in my life that I've enjoyed the most.
Rango.
No.
Oh.
First of all, no. I'm not a big fan of that movie. You always try and push that movie on me. I'm not a fan. I was bored.
Bethany loves
I was
Rango.
more bored during Rango than other westerns.
What?
But anyway, okay. Beside the point.
Rango.
No, my two favorite westerns would be Back to the Future 3 and Zorro, The Mask of Zorro.
Does that count?
I think The Mask of Zorro is western.
Okay.
I mean, they're fighting with swords in the desert.
What's your favorite cowboy movie?
Toy Story 3.
Nope.
Toy Story 2.
No.
Toy Story 2 is all cowboy.
Try.
Oh, God. Okay.
Don't try and be difficult.
I don't know why I can't just be funny. My favorite westerns are funny.
Oh, they are.
They're all great movies, though, for reals.
Yeah, all those
But
ones
okay,
that
my
you named,
favorite
especially
cowboy
Rango.
movie, that's the one you named. Okay, so no, my favorite cowboy movie. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could say, honestly, Brokeback Mountain. I just realized. That's definitely a cowboy movie. I feel like I need to sit down and watch that, though, not on TV with a bunch of commercials. But what other cowboy movies have I seen? Can you give me a few? Name a few I probably would have seen.
That you would have seen. I mean, Django probably.
Yeah, Django's great. If that counts, then does that count? I mean,
Sure.
Are they cowboys?
Sure.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, it's all
that's
loose definitions. Is all I'm saying.
When Tarantino was writing that movie, it was
Yeah.
based off of like
I know it was inspired by westerns.
stereotypical western.
Yeah.
And so that's, there's that. But
Cowboy.
so the Sisters Brothers, I really like the look of, like I said at the beginning, Shane Black in the West, where it kind of looks like funny, but also action and intrigue and mystery. Intrigue. Mystery, a lot of things. Hopefully there's some twist or something that happens near the end so that it makes it just not them chasing after someone and then eventually someone wins type thing, because that would be kind of boring. And maybe that's why you don't like westerns very much either, is because that has a tendency to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking up cowboy movies and nothing's coming up. They brought up Mad Max.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't count.
People also searched for Mad Max is what it said.
All right, let's do where, when, and how you're going to see this.
Okay.
Where, when, how are you going to see this movie?
All right, so where, when, and how? I do want to see this movie. One thing I meant to mention earlier is that I think that the music in it makes it look like it's going to be better than it is.
Maybe.
Because the music's really fun, and I bet it's not going to have that kind of music in it. In the actual movie, it's probably going to be a lot quieter.
Maybe. That would be something that would really
If
make
they-
it a lot better.
Yeah, if they put that music in it, I might like it a lot more. But I do want to see it.
There's so many things, so many movies that are made so much better by good music.
But anyway, I definitely want to see this movie. But where? Probably at home. I don't see myself rushing out to the theater to see it. Do you know what month it comes out?
I think it's October of this year.
So, I mean, October's not busy for me movie-wise because I'm not a big horror fan. So, I mean, I could see going to the theater if we had nothing
September.
better to do. Okay. But yeah, I mean, whatever. We can wait till it comes out on streaming or rent it.
I think that I will probably end up renting it also. But if MoviePass is still in business by September 19th, then I'll go see it in theaters.
That's a silly thing to say.
What? They could just fold tomorrow. No one really knows.
But, they just sent me an email asking me to join a contest where the winner gets a 12-month subscription to MoviePass. They're very clearly trying to make it obvious that they aren't going anywhere.
Well, maybe.
They put that out on purpose. That's not like an accident. Like, oops, we said we'd give them 12 months to our service that we're about to close.
Well, what do they care if they
No,
go out
they
of business?
do care. I think that's the thing that
they
people
don't have
don't realize.
to give people their money
is
back.
I think they care a great deal, and I think they're not giving up. I think that they have enough money to just keep going, even on like a skeleton crew. And I think they're really working hard to find other sources of money. We're totally getting off topic, but this is important to me. MoviePass. I want to believe in them. I'm not giving up on them. And they just sent me an email saying if I win this contest, I get 12 months free.
Hey.
So they're at least planning on staying in business another 12 months.
You should go buy all their stock for 5 cents. You can own half the company.
I don't believe in them that much. I believe in them enough to pay for the card.
Whoa.
Calm
Like I've been saying, I'm going to use it until it stops working.
Absolutely.
And then it'll stop
I'm just
working.
saying people are getting ahead of themselves for sure.
People are like personally offended that they're going out of business.
Well, and also I will say this.
They're like really upset.
They just reached they just sent out the contest. It was like we're celebrating 1 year since we've changed our price to $9.95 because that's basically they've been out for 1 year. They've been out for more than 1 year, but they basically are kind of celebrating this as their anniversary.
It's been such a public failure that everyone thinks that like
they started back then.
Everyone thinks that it's like that they could have done better or something. They're just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh man, what a horribly run company.
Wow, I can't believe they screwed up so bad. Their business is failing, and so now I only get to see 3 movies a month for free. What jackass?
Well, for $10, not
for
free.
free. You get to see 3 movies. Well, 3 movies for $10 for the month.
Right, which is still a great deal.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But we are in a
2 movies
different
for free,
circumstance because we're in the Midwest where there are B&B theaters, and they let you do the e-ticketing, and they don't limit you. They don't limit your choice. So
have
now
made a deal with them.
MoviePass limits you have to choose between 2 movies basically every weekend.
If you don't have B&B theaters.
If you don't have B&B.
And I bet you there are other theaters around the country. We're just in the Midwest. I mean, I don't know. But the point is, because let's go ahead and keep this tangent going because I want to finish it.
Okay.
The point is,
I was just about to cut you off.
I really, really think that a bunch of people are going to be mad, feel personally offended that it's like their business is failing. Don't be mad at them. They're mad too. You know, I'm sure they're upset. They're not wanting to ruin your day by ruining your movie.
Well, it's
pass.
not like they're screwing you. They're
also,
losing so much money.
And also a ton of people have said like, I'll just do AMC's thing. AMC never had a thing until this. They're competing with MoviePass. Maybe no, they didn't have one like this. They've had Stubs.
That Stubs thing for a similar amount of time.
Stubs is not the same. Stubs is
not?
like if
I thought it
you
was.
see so many movies, you might get one free, or you might get an option to go see a free movie.
It's like you get points.
But it's not the same. You don't just get free movies. So the thing that AMC is doing is not as good as what MoviePass is doing, and they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for MoviePass. They pushed them to do it. So stop being mad at them is all I'm saying. And if you're mad and you want to stomp your feet and go get rid of it, fine. That'll keep them in business long enough for me to keep enjoying it.
Although
I think a lot of people will leave and then they'll be able to figure it out with the few of us that are left.
Don't let them cancel it anymore.
No, they do. Stop it. That was ridiculous. I'm sure it'll be fixed in 2 days.
Anyway, let's move on to Rotten Tomatoes for this movie. What is it a movie about? What is this movie?
The Brothers Sisters.
The Brothers Sisters. Rotten Tomatoes percentages.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh,
all right.
Rotten.
Okay. So what do I guess it'll be? I'm guessing it'll be a nice 78%.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think because when I'm thinking about Shane Black, because that's a very good comparison. When you're thinking of like The Nice Guys, I think he got like high mid 80s. You know, I think these movies.
No, I think The Nice Guys got 90.
Oh, that's
something.
right. I thought it deserved mid 80s. That's what it was. Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't think this will get super, super high. It's hard to tell because honestly, some really great movies get like 78% and some really bad movies get like 78%. That's like a weird range right there.
Like this movie Alpha that's coming out soon currently has a 78%.
Oh, gosh.
That's the one about like the person who found the first dog
like
ever.
The critics gave it 70-something%.
That's what it says.
Wow. Man, maybe we've had it all wrong.
But okay, so I think that...
So I'm going 78.
I think that it's going to get an 85, but I think that I probably will have it more close to yours. I'll have it more of an 80%.
So
personally.
Do you think audience will have it closer to 80%?
I think the audience will have it... yeah, I think they'll have it more like a 78.
All right, so wait, what was your...
85 for critics.
85? Okay, so I'm going to kind of switch with you because I'm saying 78, but I think the audience will like it a little more. I'm going 83 for audience.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I think that it'll be one of those things
man.
where...
It's kind of artsy.
Right, it'll be a
That's
little
the point,
artsy,
like,
and
where it's
so
like Shane Black.
there
It's
will
a
be
little
times
artsy.
in it where it's supposed to be funny, and there will be times in it where it'll be like, I don't know, really disturbing. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there might be some really intense violence. They don't show a lot
intense
of it.
violence,
And I think
so
they might, that
people
might be
will
hard.
be confused with how to feel about it because it won't be one genre thing.
But honestly, it may not show a bunch of the gore and stuff because, like, the way that the trailer is filmed, it's like you see them talking to a woman and then you see them walking away from a house they clearly burned down. Did they leave her in it? Did they kill her first? I don't know.
Right.
But I wonder if the movie won't really show that. Like, if it just kind of shows what they leave in their wake and they don't actually show the killing, because it kind of that would be interesting to me, because there's a scene in the trailer where it's just dark and they're just shooting and it's you just see flashes of light. I think that's interesting if they don't make it like Django, where it's all very bloody and whatever.
They do want to point out that the Joaquin Phoenix's character is a little crazy.
Well,
He's
yeah,
a little
like,
bit over the
I mean,
over the
we
edge
never really
a little
talked
bit.
about that, but his brother, John C. Reilly, is like, I think that we have enough money now. We could probably give up this life, this style.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, give up what? And he's like, murdering people. And Joaquin Phoenix is just like, right.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, why would we do that? Like, basically, it seems like John C. Reilly's character basically is just trying to make a living. And the thing he's good at is killing people.
Right.
But he would love to stop. Whereas it seems like his brother isn't doing it just for the money. He just enjoys it because he's good at it. He's like, I like doing this. That's sad.
Well, yeah. So we think it's going to be worth seeing at any rate.
It's going to be unique at least.
And I think that it'll be interesting. And I also think that it has potential to for me to really, really like it.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Sorry about the MoviePass rant.
Yep. Sorry about that. You can make up for it by plugging all of our stuff at the end here.
Okay, so what I have to make up for it? You joined in.
I
okay.
don't recall joining
Beside
in.
the point. Guys, thank you for listening. If you're a first-time listener and you've made it to this point, awesome. Tell your friends about us because you clearly love us. And please rate and review us on iTunes. That really helps us out and helps other people to find us. You can also interact with us on Twitter at MTT Podcast, on Facebook, we're Movie Trailer Trash Podcast. And you can always look at our website, mttpodcast.com, where we have all sorts of goodies.
And you can also follow our friends Entertainment Buffet at Entertain Buffet and subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. And for those of you in Kansas City, at the end of this month, we'll have more details soon. But at the end of this month, we're going to host our second trivia night at Tapcade in the Crossroads. So be on the lookout for that info, and you can come have fun with us. We'll ask you questions. You'll get some of them right and some of them wrong, probably. Yeah.
You'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm seeing my heroes.
Yeah, I'm actually a 400-pound woman.
Oh, no. All right, guys. So we will hopefully see you there if you're in Kansas City. And if not, then we'll just check you guys out at the next episode.
See you guys.